Your family deserves bread, not crumbs. They deserve the best version of you. In 1986, the author of the book we are reading discovered a very terrible trend that was happening. He discovered that most marriages were going in the downward movement. They were falling downwards, mostly leading to divorce. This was surprising to me when he found out that relationships whom his wife and himself thought were actually strong were also amongst those that were actually ending up in divorce. And at this particular time, his career was about to kickstart. He was about to go deeply into his career, but he became scared. He didn't want his own relationship with his wife, whom they had courted for so long, to end up in the same space or in the same way, divorce. And that led to a very important decision he took, which is another daily dosing we will be looking at today. What was the decision he took? He decided to redefine success. So according to him, success is defined, or success means having those closest to you love and respect you the most. Looking at his definition, we see that he placed his wife and his kids right in the middle of success. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Review With Me podcast. I'm your host and your walkthrough reading coach, Mrs. Peace Camino. I hope you have been able to catch up on all our previous episodes of the book we are reading. And if you were just joining us, then welcome. Please tag someone who you think needs to hear this. Like, share, subscribe, and follow, and keep following us because we are reading the book Make Today Count by John Maxwell. Yes, we have reviewed a lot of daily doses, and today we are diving into chapter 4, which is titled Family. Yes, you actually guessed right if you knew I was going to talk about family. Alright, if you're ready, come let's go back into our review. Now, for John, who is the author of our book, the case is success will be impossible if one achieves outwardly and fails to take their family on the same journey. If you achieve outwardly and refuse or fail to carry your family along, because the applause of others or the applause of the world is not and can never or will never replace the appreciation of family members. Now, how did he do it? How did he follow through on ensuring that those closest to him loved and respected him the most? He made the decision to communicate with and care for his family. That was his decision. Remember we said, for you to make your day count, there are two things that must work together: good decisions and daily discipline. Without the two of them working together, you won't be able to achieve the result of making your day a masterpiece. So how then did he master or follow through with his decisions? Number one, he determined his priorities. So you have to determine your priorities. Now, using his marriage as an example, he posits the fact that he and his wife had a long relationship. They dated for a long time because they knew each other for long, and then they got into a relationship and dated for a long time before they got married. So he and his wife had a very good history, but he realized that is not enough. History is not enough to keep the marriage going. Why? The truth is this: marriage can't survive forever on leftovers. It needs to be fed continually, or else it will eventually starve. There are a lot of marriages today that are starving. Some people started well, but are they really running the race? The Bible says, "He that thinks he stand, take heed lest you fall." Some people in marriage started well, and they feel like that's past they had, the history, the foundation. Yes, it's okay to have a foundation, but if you don't keep, it's just like a plant. If you don't keep watering a plant, if a plant doesn't get enough water, enough sunlight for it to work, and every nutrient that is required, after some time it begins to starve and becomes malnourished. Now, this is the state of a lot of marriages. A lot of marriages, like I said, are starving. With this knowledge, he realized that he was starving his marriage. So he was already getting to that point when he made this decision. He realized that he was starving his marriage. Summarizing the book, but in the book, his wife Margaret was complaining already complaining. So at that point, he decided to create input. He made his family his priority. He decided to prioritize his family, prioritize his marriage, and create uninterrupted time and moments to spend with his family. What was the next decision he made? He decided on their philosophy. So number 2, decide on your philosophy. This means deciding what your family stands for. This decision is based on your values. Every person has a value board or a value system. This was revealed to me by the Holy Spirit. Actually, it made me understand. While we were reading this book in the book hub, I've already said it here on this page that I have a book hub which is virtual. We read and review weekly. Now, when we're reading this book, the Holy Spirit opened my eyes to see that everyone lives out their value system, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So even if you ask me today, what do you mean by value system? You know it or you don't know it, you are living it out. So why not sit down and just make a decision to write what are your values, what are the things you uphold, what are the beliefs, what are your beliefs, what are the things that if people see you, what are your negotiables and your non-negotiables. Write it down and then let all the members, make it visible, let all the members of your family see it, recite it and begin to live it. Mine is actually up. Yes, you can see a part of it. That is actually our vision board for my family. It also includes our value system and the governing system in my home. We recite it every morning so it becomes something that not just my child, but also myself. I remember it and work with it. Now let's quickly look at some values that he upheld in his family. Maybe it could actually give you an idea on how to work with your own or for yourself. Married or not married, please set your value system. As a single person, if you have your values written out, it will actually help and guide you towards who you pick or who you decide to get married to. You know that you cannot just marry anybody because those person's values does not align with yours. So for John Maxwell, their values was God first. Secondly, continuous growth. Every member of the family must keep growing. Next, they had common experiences. They shared experiences. They worked together as a team. So they were able to weather negative experiences and also enjoy and share positive experiences together. The next, they had confidence in God, in themselves, and in others. So they never looked down on anybody. Even if that person was having challenge, they always worked together to ensure, because they believed that with God all things are possible. So they also make sure they work together to ensure that person makes it. The next value was they were going to make impact in life. They were going to make sure they had contributions to life. Every one of them, that was a value for them. Whatever you're doing, how does it affect or how does it contribute to life? So that was their value system which they decided to create. That was their philosophy their family was standing on. As I said, I have mine. So the question now is, what is your own value system? Because you live it, whether you like it or not, intentionally or unintentionally, you live it. So better sit down and write it down. Paste it. You don't need to even type or frame it like I did, but you can write it out, paste it, and then every day you wake up in the morning, you look at it. If you have children, you're already married, you read it out to them. You can sit down with your children and decide your value. It can be integrity, honesty, faithfulness, gratitude, and so on and so forth. Now let's quickly move to managing the discipline of family. Remember, we said decisions and discipline. So how do we manage the discipline of family? Making the family a priority is one thing, but living it out requires discipline. So you decide that my family is going to be my priority, but living it out sometimes because work can be overwhelming, and if you're not careful, work can take every part of your time. So his discipline was to daily live and today work hard in gaining. He was going to work hard. So he decided that he was going to work hard in gaining the love and the respect of those closest to him every day. It was something that he was going to practice. Remember, we said good decision and daily discipline. So it is something you must practice daily. So how did he do it? Number one, he put his family first on his calendar. So as I said, work can be overwhelming and it can take your whole time. And that was why I started with the statement, give your family bread, not crumbs. Give your family the full version of you. Most people wake up in the morning energetic and they invest all their time in work. And then when they come back, they are so tired to spend time with their wife, their spouse, or their children. And then any small thing, they begin to snap at everybody. Can't you see I'm tired? No, your family should be first on your calendar. I'm not saying you should spend your 24 hours with them. Even if it's 10 minutes of connection time. So I'm actually in the Intentional Parent Academy. It's a 1-year accountability system for parents who are willing to be intentional about raising their children It's not gentle parenting, neither is it parenting of the millennial. It is intentional. So, and every day, one of the things the academy gives us is they give us connection tools to work with our couple, our children. So we do it as a family together. So that's connection time. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, but we just make sure that we are completely there. Make sure you are completely there. You're not just haphazardly there, you're completely there. So let your family come first on your calendar. You can give them, as I said, give them bread. For example, set out vacation. It doesn't necessarily need to be so much. Vacation, even if it's to your village or to the next town. Vacation, a vacation. So I have a former colleague who went on a vacation with her husband. Other people can go for vacation or how there are a lot of them. In fact, the day I saw those things, I was just so it was funny. Now, apart from that, you can have game nights, you can have movie nights, documentary nights, you can have cooking challenge. This Christmas was one of the best Christmas. This past Christmas was one of the best Christmas in the world. We had game nights, we had nights for karaoke, we had nights for cooking. We actually did a cooking challenge where we made food from different parts of the world. We actually did a presentation on it. So just make your family first on your calendar. You don't need to spend so much time, but just those memories you're creating is actually something that will help the love and the bond to build. Number 2, create and maintain family traditions. If I were to ask you a very simple question, now take a piece of paper and write down every gift you have gotten from when you were a child till this age. Is it possible to remember all of them, especially gifts from your parents? Can you remember all of them? But if you were to take up another piece of paper now and to write on it again the number of places or the things you people did together as a family, it could be vacations, it could be games you played together or something, it could be story time, whatever it is that you did together, I'm sure you'll be able to write out a couple of them. What does this go to show us? It shows us that a happy family isn't by gifts. A family is not happy by gifts, but by the things that we do together. So in order to make a family happy, traditions are very important. Why? Traditions give your family a shared history and a strong sense of identity. It helps define what your family or who you are in the family. Now, especially in this part of the world, in Africa, most of the time, we don't really have traditions that has to do with family. Yes, we have traditions based on culture, but that actually makes it okay. I'm from the Igbo-speaking part of Nigeria. I'm from this. According to our tradition, it is not like this. But when it comes down to family, most families are not intentional about creating family traditions. You can plan holidays together, mark milestones, celebrate rites of passage, but let it all be based on your values. Have family traditions, something that even when you are long dead and gone, because everybody will die, one way or the other, as long as Christ stands, everybody will die. Now, the thing is, when you are long dead and gone, what is that tradition that you want your children and your generation to carry on? What is that tradition you want your legacy to carry on? Say, from when my grandma or my great-grandma was alive, this was what we do. I didn't really have that, apart from just folk tales that my dad told us, which he was told by his parents. But I am now building family traditions in my own family. The next discipline is find ways to spend time together. Now, because of the fast pace of the world and the way things are moving, the way the economy is going, everybody wants to work just to make sure that your family is comfortable. As much as you want to make your family comfortable, one of the things that makes a family comfortable is spending time together. Time is like oxygen. There is a minimum amount required for survival. And if a family does not have that minimum amount, then the family will begin to starve. It will suffocate because of lack of oxygen. It takes both quality and quantity time to develop a warm and caring relationship in the family. Therefore, attend significant events in your family. For example, birthdays. Attend to significant events. Attend to significant needs. There are sometimes that something may happen that is an emergency. You need to pause on your work and focus on your family, because family comes first. And then have fun together and also spend one-on-one time with your children individually and also with your spouse. You can take your children one by one, take them out on a date. Have a day you take each and every one of them specifically, individually, so they know when you do all these things, it helps each and every one of them know that yes, I am valued, I am seen in this family. The next one, very quickly, keep your marriage healthy first. A healthy marriage will always give rise to a healthy family. But a marriage that is starved will automatically move into a starved family. Now, this requires work from both parties. So those people who are thinking, my wife is at home, so she will handle it. No, the man has a part to play. The woman has a part to play. God is the institutor of marriage and family, and God made, that's why he said a man and a woman make up a family, then they together will begin to have children. Everybody has a responsibility in the family to ensure that the marriage or the family is healthy. Next one, express appreciation for each other. Everybody loves appreciation. Like psychologists say, every person has a deep craving for appreciation. This is proven by psychologists from cradle down to the grave. Everybody, even a small child, wants appreciation. They want affirmation. They smile when you appreciate them. My son, once I call him some of his nicknames, the things he will just say, "Mommy, say it again. Mommy, say it again." So everybody loves appreciation. Learn to appreciate every member of the family. The home is where we should be able to dish out appreciation and affirmation in large quantities. Why? Because it's a desire that needs to be satisfied, and the world is not ready to satisfy that desire, and that's just the truth. So any person that doesn't have enough of it at home will actually be starving out in the world, and they will begin to look for things that looks like it, but it's not really it. Why? Because the world does not offer that particular satisfaction of appreciation and affirmation. And then finally, resolve conflicts as quickly as possible. Make sure while resolving conflicts and resolve it effectively. Ensure that you create room for everybody in the family to speak. Let everybody speak their mind, speak and express themselves, not rudely, express themselves politely. Let everybody have the opportunity to talk. Remember that every family has conflict, but the way you handle it will either decide how you bond or decide if you're destroyed. There's no family that doesn't have conflict. So anytime you see a family loving up on each other, sharing beautiful moments together, there are families that have chosen to be intentional about themselves. Will you be intentional about your family today? What is one decision that you have decided to make today as regards your family, as regards your daily dosing? Will you practice it? Thank you very much for staying with me. I hope you really enjoyed this particular session or this particular chapter. It's actually very interesting. I would love you to go read the book. It's actually an interesting read. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. Invite someone. Let's cultivate once again the reading culture in our society. I'll be seeing you in the next chapter. It's a very interesting chapter. You don't want to miss it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.